Hey everybody, welcome to Hilltop Machine Works. Well, hey guys, it is time to get back on the Boyar Schultz, and now it is time to repair the rack. In the previous video, you remember we made the gear, and this gear is what rides on this rack. And as you can see in the section that I've got marked here, how much wear we got. Let me hold on, see if this will help. And the GoPro battery's about to die. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, let's try this again now that I got a good battery in there. So as I was saying, hopefully you guys can see the excessive wear right in these spot here where I marked the lines. That's probably where this gear did most of its riding, because over here doesn't look like it got anywhere. And using our pitch gauge, if you remember, so this will help show how much wear we got too. Let me get this piece of paper blocked up here and maybe it'll show it a little better. So you can see the gaps we got in between those teeth versus down here. Where don't have any gap. So I was debating how to repair this, and this is like 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, so it's long and thin. So even if I clamped it down on my welding table, you know, we're putting heat right in the middle of this thing, and you know what's going to happen once I release those clamps. The stress is going to boing, and this thing's going to look like a banana. So that's the last thing I want to do, is ruin this rack. It is held down with just, you know, screws just holding it in place, so there's no way I could really run some screws down to really torque it to try to straighten it out, that bend, if we put it in there. And you know, even if I just, you know, spot welded or brazed, you know, like a 1/2 inch section and then let it cool and come back and try to do another half and another half, I'm still worried that this thing is gonna pull. That's just the nature of the beast. So I started thinking, well, what should we do to fill this in? And then I thought about, all right, let's try some, you know, maybe some epoxy would work pretty good. And I said, well, let's step our game up and go to JB Weld. And then I remembered this stuff, so this is what we're going to use. This is called a lab metal. Basically, it is liquid metal. It is hard, machinable, durable, and works like a charm. And what's also nice about this is it's self-leveling. So what I'm going to do is, I've got these craft sticks, and we'll make us basically a barrier on both sides, and then we'll spread this in between here and here, and don't have to worry too much about trying to press it in and get you know, all the air and all the gaps taken care of, because it'll self-level and it'll fill in you know, perfectly. So that's the plan for getting metal back into the rack. And once that is done, you know, we need to basically cut this profile in a piece of high-speed steel. I have been waiting on my microscope to come back from Banggood, but I just don't know when it's going to come in, and I'm kind of getting impatient. I'd like to get this project wrapped up, so we're going to give it a try by you know, cutting this profile with you know, a pair of cheaters or, you know, some readers. I'll go ahead and blue this up and mark it out and see if we can't you know, grind a profile into this high-speed steel as close as possible to an exact tooth here. And I think what I'll do is I'll do a trial run on another piece of steel or a piece of aluminum to you know, see how the profile looks, and get my step overs right before I you know, attempt to cut the rack itself. and we are going to do this on the shaper if you haven't figured it out. So that's where we're at, guys, and like I said, let me whip this up and get this set, and I'll go over and start grinding this, and I'll bring you guys back once I make some progress and we're ready to move forward. Alright guys, I got the piece of high-speed steel ground to the profile I think will work. Right now I am just running test cuts on this piece of scrap here to see how she's going to work. So it's just slow going, as you can see. We got to give you a little bit of shaper action. And I'll turn that light off overhead in case that's washing it out here. Not sure. Let me see if that is any better or not. I'm not sure. Looking at the viewfinder, can you see it any better? I'll give it a shot for a few strokes here, see if that works. I'd be able to do this like in one pass if I had Steve Summers or Adam Booth's big shaper, but I'm just whittling away here. Alrighty. Okay guys, I am taking a little break here to show you where I'm at. Hopefully the white, I'm trying to get it just right so it's not washed out, but you can see. So when I get deep, about by the time I get to about 100 thou, the cutter is cutting on all three sides pretty good. And I don't know if you can see this, but there's a chip right there, and it actually stopped the shaper. I had to hit the off button real quick, so it doesn't have the power to power through it once I start getting deep and really start pulling a chip. And of course the chip didn't want to roll right, and so it's still attached on all three sides. I think I got the cutter ground properly. That may be an issue, or I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. This is kind of my first time cutting a rack, so I'm kind of trying to learn and not screw up and not crash the machine. So I'm going to contemplate on this tonight, and if we have to, then we can just repair the rack on the mill. Just use the same cutter, but I have a horizontal head that I can put on the quill, so we can do it that way. But anyway, so it's coming, but it sure is slow, that's for sure. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. And yes, if you hear that is rain on the building again. It is raining again. We have had the wettest winter. So anyways, I decided to check the profile that I ground just for my own sanity, just to see how I was doing. And I decided to grab a piece of aluminum. This is 3/4 by 3/4, and as you can see, she's doing pretty good. Get you down so you can kind of see there. So I think I got the profile right. I just think that this machine is not strong enough to run this through a piece of steel. So that helps to relieve a few questions. And also I realized the clapper box wasn't straight up, but it really wasn't engaging on the backstroke, so that wasn't a concern cutting. But I adjusted that, and I honed the tool again, so that is that. And as you can see, the old girl makes a nice little pile of chips right there. It doesn't shoot them across the room like Adam and Steve shapers do. So just figure I'd give you guys an update, and we will get set up, I guess, to cut the rack on my mill. So guys, this rack repair is turning into a debacle here. So got the lab metal in. Either they changed their formula, or I don't remember that it was this thick when I used it about 5 years ago. Because by the time I was starting to get it in there real good, it was getting hard fast. And apparently they make a solvent to thin it, so now it's basically a two-parter. I don't know why they don't sell this in a kit, because you really need both. So hopefully the adhesion is what we want. As you can see, it didn't fill in exactly the way I wanted it to because it was so thick, but it did get coated on the face of the teeth, so that is a plus. So, you know, since the shaper was slow going and I was worried that I might not be able to do it on the shaper, I mentioned I'll do it on the mill using the right angle head mill attachment, right? Well, that would be great. I would like to use it. But as you can see, unfortunately the cutter diameter is only about 2 inches, and it needs to be like 4. So, you know, the body of this is in the way if we set this in the vise, so I can't reach the cutter. So I can't cut my teeth. So we can't use this. So we're going to have to go back to the shaper. So hopefully we can use the shaper to clean these up, I guess. So fun. Let me see. Let me put this in the shaper, and we'll move you guys over there and see what happens. Well, guys, my microscope came in from Banggood, so I got you set up here. So just checking the profile of the high-speed steel that I ground, and I didn't do too bad of a job. But we need to touch it up just a little bit. So that's the Boston gear profile, and then here's my blank that I ground. And as I come in, so my angle's pretty good, as you can see. That's not bad at all for, you know, trying to do it with just a set of readers on. And then you come in, and then my flat point's pretty good, but as you can see, I'm just a tad bit fat. So I need to bring both sides in just a smidgen, and then we'll have the profile right. So pretty cool, ain't it? And this is in case you guys want to ask, let me see, the spelling of this thing is, looks like it's M, hold on. See what the box says here, so you guys can see. Well, the box isn't very, what they call it. Looks like it says M-U-S-T-O-O-L, like Mustol, and this is the G600. Like I said, I got it from Banggood. It was on sale normally like 80 bucks, and this was on sale for 45. And shipping wasn't too bad. I think it took about 3 weeks. So if you looking for something to help your old eyes out, and you know, don't want to buy one of those used optical comparators, this is the next best thing, because this is nice and small, and it does exactly what you need, as you can see. So roll her on in, and you can check her. So let me go grind this profile some and see if we can't get it right. So I got you over here at the shaper. I just made my first pass. As you can see right there, I'm not real happy with it. It didn't adhere like I wanted it to. Like I said, I think it was too thick, and it should have been a little more runnier. So what we'll have to do is, it cut this one just fine, so I'm assuming I can just cut them all if I'm happy with them. If not, then we can go back and touch it up, and we'll mix it up, add in that solvent so it's a little more liquid and adheres to it. So let me move the camera around in a stationary position, and we'll get this thing going. So let's move her over. So we got one. Alright. Get you guys in position. Hopefully that light's not washing it out too much. Alright, that's 100 thou. Should be getting close. Alright, we'll move you around, you can see. So that's what the second pass looks like. Didn't get any adhesion right there. Look on the this other tooth. That looks pretty good. So it's kind of hit or miss. So I'm going to continue on and see how fruitful this is going to be, and I'll bring you guys back. So I decided to do a little unconventional method here, and was going to clean it out and redo it, but cutting it this way real fast with the bandsaw seems to be actually working pretty good. Let me turn that off for safety reasons. As you can see, I've already hit these right here, and she doesn't do too bad. Got one little spot right there that wants to stick, but otherwise it rolls pretty good. So go figure. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's leaving it some here and there, the spots it did kind of fill in. So I'm gonna peck along like this, and figured I'd show you what I was doing. Hopefully you guys can see that. First I come into the bottom of the root, and then I just kind of clean it up on the sides at an angle. Not really the conventional method, but sometimes if it works, then hey, it ain't wrong, right? Alrighty, you get the idea. So I cleaned it up and ran a file across the top and cleaned the holes out for the screws. Hopefully you can see that. The lab metal did adhere some. I'll hold the light just right, maybe you can see it. There you go. And so it's still in some spots. We'll see how it goes. I mean, is it perfect? No. Would I like it a little bit better? Yeah, but don't know if it's worth messing with. I mean, we got a new gear. It rides pretty good over it. So I think we're going to put it together and see how she works. Hopefully this should take out a lot of the backlash, since now we have the right size gear, and with a little bit of lab metal on the faces, hopefully that'll be enough to take in most of it. So let's get this thing mounted, because this is the only thing that's holding me up. So I got it back together and I got the table on, and I think we have us a winner, even though it's not exactly the way I want it fixed. It moves nice, and if I get right in our repair area, which is right in there, I mean, look at that, barely any backlash. I'll take that. So sweet, it's looking like a surface grinder now. Yay. Let's get the mag check on it and get the rest of the stuff together. Hey,